So, this is my post 2023 Te Araroa Trail gear list. As you can see, I've got a bit of a smaller pack. So let's get straight into it. It's about a 35 litre pack. I don't know exactly, it was custom made. I asked the dude, a guy called Southern Light in New Zealand, for a pack that could roll down to at least about 30 to 35 litres and have the capacity for 7 days worth of food, so it's got that longer collar on it to have that. So let's get straight into it. Quick kit. Deuce Spades trail, hand sanitizer, toilet paper, wet wipes. Fingerless gloves. I picked these up in the South Island in Havelock once I started to get a bit cold there. These are just some synthetic type ones, not proper wool. They still worked great and they kept my hands warm when it started to get a bit colder. A merino beanie that I got given halfway down the South Island by an awesome girl who was doing some knitting on the trail and gave me this, and it was fantastic. I absolutely love this thing. Yeah, did a great job. Once it started to get colder, rain jacket. This is a Montane. It's for trail running. It's quite light and slim fitting. Not a big fan of it. Wets out real fast. But I always use it as a warm layer and a windbreaker. So it was great for that, but in regards to keeping me dry, not so good. Rain skirts. This is a 3FUL gear that I got off AliExpress. I absolutely love this thing. It's all stained and muddy now. Northland mud stained it. But this was fantastic. You can just put it on and off while you're walking. Just wrap it around yourself and it's just great. I didn't like having wet shorts going to bed because I just wore the same clothes every single day. So I don't want to wear those shorts during the day and then in my sleeping bag, so I didn't want to have to get wet shorts and stuff. So the rain skirt, love this. Right. Tent is a Z-Pax Hexamid. This is an old one I got second hand. It's just okay. It wasn't great, it was nice and light, but it was terrible when it was heavy rain. You'd have to pitch it quite low to stop the water splashing up inside of it, and then you just run out of space. I'm 5'11", and there just wasn't really enough room for me to comfortably be in there and be confident that I'd stay dry. I was hiking with a friend that had a Z-Pax Solarplex. I would definitely go with the Solarplex in the future. They weigh pretty much the same thing, and it's a far superior tent than this. But it was nice and light and takes up a little amount of space. My food bag, which is currently empty. This is an old sleeping bag, which I attached the carabiner to the end of it, so I was able to clip it together like that, and then I could easily hang it and stop critters from getting to my food. That would hold about 5 days worth of food. Anything more, then it would start having to overflow into the bottom of my pack. A Chuck's dishcloth cut in half. That was my towel, washcloth, everything cloth. Yep. Cold soaking jar. It's a Sistema. These are a New Zealand brand. You can pick them up in all the supermarkets. This is my third one I ended up going through. I'm sure I lost one. I definitely had one break and I dropped it, and it's from a height and put a crack in it. Yeah, half a litre. Great jar. Goodie bag. Inside of this, toothbrush in this little case, and small travel sized toothpaste. As these start to run low, you'll find somebody that's got a larger toothpaste. You can just squirt it back into this, so you don't have to keep trying to find all these little ones. Little Big Mini lighter. I cold soaked, but I still carry the lighter for like burning, pretty much cleaning my needles before I pop blisters. A small torch, black diamond. I've had this for years. If I was to replace it, I would swap it out with a night core because they're just a smaller torch and they have the red light. This doesn't have the red light feature. Electronics, the Nightcore MB10000, great power bank, and a few cords. The iPhone cord's a full length one, so it wouldn't have to be right beside the wall if I was trying to use it while charging. Small sewing kit, charger, small first aid kit, probably a little more comprehensive than most ultralighters, but yeah, it had everything. I never needed it. Your first aid kit only needs to be for yourself and enough stuff to get you to the next town. It doesn't need to be this massive great thing. You're not triaging a whole heap of people. But it had more than a couple of sticky plasters and painkillers, I think. A tiny little nail clippers, and that's that. A small t-shirt that I would wear when I'm doing laundry, or if I needed another warm layer. A couple of nights I ended up sleeping in this. We had, I got snowed on in the South Island in a few spots, so it did get quite cold. Yeah, when I'm doing laundry, when it was hotter up in the North Island, I don't want to be walking around wearing a puffy jacket, sweating away, so I was prepared to carry that. As well as a small pair of shorts for that same purpose. Again, I wore these a couple of times over my hiking shorts due to the cold, just to make myself a bit warmer as I was sleeping. I was originally using a fleece as a skirt, so I would just step inside of it and zip it up. And I wasn't using the fleece at all to keep myself warm. It turns out I was only really carrying the thing to use as a skirt, and that was quite a heavy skirt, so I ended up replacing with this, which was half the weight. If I was to do it again, I would, I bought these on trail. If I was to do it again, I would buy a pair beforehand and actually do some research and get something even lighter, because I don't want to walk around, I go to cafes and stuff while my laundry is getting done. I don't want to walk around with my rain jacket wrapped around me necessarily as a skirt or something like that. Personally, I don't want to look that uncouth, but each to their own. Spare pair of socks. I only have one spare pair, the pair I'm wearing, and yeah. Clean pair. Bag liner. Pick them up from Kathmandu, Macpac, all those sorts of places. I think this is about the third one I used. They just did get holes in them eventually. Dry bag, which had my puffy jacket in it, which is a Macpac Uberlight. I'd only wear this, I'd never wear this during the day. I'd only wear it in huts and on particularly cold nights when I was sleeping. Sleeping bag, it's a Kathmandu. I used this because it's what I had. I bought this years ago. I would not buy it again. It's a 2-degree bag. It was fine. I had some colder nights where again I just put on all my clothes, and that was always the plan anyway. So if it started to get cold, I put the clothes on. Somewhere inside of this is a Z-Packs inflatable pillow. Yeah, not much more to say about that really. Sleeping bag. I sort of prefer it over a quilt. I tried using it as a quilt a few nights just to see if I would like a quilt. When it's really cold, I enjoy having that cinched up around my neck and all that sort of stuff. I just enjoy being pulled right into it. On there, tent stakes, shepherd hooks, and one groundhog. That was for the main stake, for the pole. Tent, sunscreen, bug spray. Didn't use a huge amount of this really. Didn't stop for long enough. I didn't like having long lunch breaks. Pretty much as soon as I started getting eaten, then I would just start moving again. So use a little bit of it, but not a huge amount of it. Body glide for chafing. So that's all stuff I wanted accessible during the day. A black diamond trekking pole. I used this sporadically on the North Island, and I never used it on the South Island. The only thing I ever used it for was holding up my tent. If I was to go again, I would not even bother with this. It was not worth it for me personally. I would get a carbon fibre pole to hold my tent up, like Z-Packs make them. It's significantly lighter than this. In New Zealand we don't do smart water bottles, but you can get a bottle that's similar. It is a great size to fit in there with the soy squeeze, and some of my American friends I had on the trail had some sport caps, some smart water sport caps that you're able to then back flush your soy with. So I ended up with one of those, which was very nice. Headphones, small half-litre water bottle. I would be able to, on the go, just take that bottle, the bigger bottle out, filter it into this while walking, and then just do more drinking from that. And so then that just sits up there in that shoulder pouch. And my sleeping pad, which is a Nemo switchback, cut down to 6 panels with the corners cut off. Relatively unpleasant to sleep on, but and yeah, the pack, which is, as I said, made by a dude in New Zealand called Southern Light Packs. It's LIT, Light. Full custom thing. Absolutely love this pack. And then I had my bum bag, which I would carry normally a heap of snacks, or pretty much the day's worth of snacks, chapstick, small pocket knife, tiny amount of tape, gluco tape, and my spoon. Yep. So that's all the gear. Gear I ditched along the way, I would say my fleece, I just wasn't using it. It was like 260 grams or something like that. That was just never getting used. So I sent that home. Same with my buff. I wasn't using my buff. It wasn't that cold. I had a knock bag originally for filtering my water. The smart water bottle style bottles, it's just so much easier. I wasn't trying to scoop ever out of something that I couldn't fit that bottle in. Yeah, the bottle's just lighter and easier than the knock bags. And I sent home the syringe for back flushing my soya because the smart water bottle caps are able to do it. Gear I'd change, I would consider a different rain jacket. That one then just wetted out real fast, and towards the end it was just like a windbreaker. I would consider replacing my puffy jacket with a piece of Alpha Tech hoodie. They're just so much lighter, and from what I understand, I want to give one a try first, but they seem really good. I would replace my cold soaking jar with one that's a bit lighter. I bought that one because it's what was available to me at the time. And yeah, I'd go for a lighter pair of town shorts. Yeah, that's it.